Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue.
Do not groan on my Springsteen.
I like this song.
Hold on. It's going to kick in. Hold on.
Can anybody hear me? Because I can hear me.
I hear you.
It's nice. I can't hear you.
Come on now. Chell's liking it.
I love it. It says Christmas and I like it.
What do you have against the boss?
Because I don't know you like it. I just like the message.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are going to hopefully find ways to not have a blue Christmas.
Look outside. It's beautiful and white.
Just a little frosting of snow out there, a little dusting.
Fun little dusting.
Roxane Battle is here. She's bringing pockets and pockets of joy. So we won't have a blue Christmas, right?
Good morning, yes. We're going to be happy.
That's lots of pressure, because this guy, Chuck, he's the worst.
He's a miserable.
I'm wearing skinny jeans and they don't have pockets.
I
Do I have?
know, and you look good.
Thanks, baby.
She is not only an award-winning journalist and former local TV anchor, who we cared about. Get it? Because she worked at CARE. See what I did there?
Ba-bum-bum.
She's now an author and has come with, you've kind of exposed your life's story.
I came bearing gifts, so
All right.
It's all about me. I'm going to talk about it.
Let's talk about me. We're going to get into that, and then, Trump said some lewd thing in a speech, and, whatever. There's a heat wave going on, success stories in outer space, lots to talk about. First, we want to hear from Jennifer Aniston and let her once again remind us about the wonderful folks at St. Jude.
Kaylee keeps a journal as she fights brain cancer.
I wish I wasn't different than other kids.
But you're getting so much better. Because St. Jude Children's Research Hospital has created a special treatment giving Kaylee and kids like her across America the best chance of survival.
I want to write my cancer is gone.
Oh, honey, St. Jude has doubled those chances for you.
Donate now at stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
Again.
And that big event here in town, January 10th at the Milwaukee Railroad Depot, the St. Jude Red Carpet for Hope. Come down and watch the simulcast of the Golden Globes. But right now, are we ready to go? Ready to start the show?
Yeah.
Let's start the show. Let's start this show.
Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities hit show.
Very well. Where do I begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're lucky to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
I'm going to do a terrific show today, and I'm going to help people.
Live from the Twin Cities.
Maybe the best part of your life is over, and you don't want to get up and start the bad part.
It's the Twin Cities hit show.
Wouldn't this be a great world if insecurity and desperation made us more attractive? If needy were a turn on?
Coming to you live from the Alive and Social Network studios.
What I don't know, I can learn. What I do know, nobody can teach.
And now, let's get this hit show started.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Yes, that was our senator. You have a problem with that?
No, it's funny.
Yeah. Was it Albert Brooks? What movie was that from?
Broadcast news. See how I tied in television
Wow. You're really smart.
and
You're
some
smart.
self-help ideas.
Honored.
You put
You
a
know-
lot of thought in.
How creative was he?
You know, Al Franken, the Stuart Smalley character, they actually did a movie. That
I
was when
forgot about that.
Saturday Night Live
Everyone
was
did.
trying to churn out movies
Yeah.
out of all their characters. The Blues Brothers were a huge hit. Here's real quick. Here's how he came up with Stuart Smalley, though.
I go to Al-Anon, which is for friends and family members of alcoholics, and going to Al-Anon meetings inspired Stuart. But Stuart was about, it was about recovery and about, and that goes into a lot of different areas of life. My wet dream is that that Rush Limbaugh had to watch Stewart Saves His Family with his wife when he was at rehab.
He doesn't get along with Rush Limbaugh. Yes, that is our senator. Would you describe your book? Your book's not a self-help book, though, right? Or is it?
No, it's a memoir. My
Yeah.
book, Pockets of Joy, Deciding to Be Happy, Choosing to Be Free, is a memoir in which I spill my guts about a 13-year period when I was a Care Bear, when I was at Care 11.
But is the hope that it does inspire and help people who are facing their own struggles?
That's the hope and the reality, Rusty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm hearing from a lot of people.
Like, what are some stories that jump to mind?
They resonate. They can all resonate. There's a lot of people out there. Bottom line was I was divorced on TV raising an infant, okay? So I had to put my whole life back together.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that can relate to the whole divorce thing. You look at the odds, 50%, right? And so I talk about it really, really honestly, really straightforwardly, and then using the fact that, you and I were all buttoned down and people thought we had a perfect life.
Well, you were buttoned down. I was a little more insane.
Yeah.
And got paid for it.
Yeah. But it's like I just kind of pulled the curtain back because I was kind of really buttoned up tight.
Yes.
And, I was kind of a little standoffish when I was on TV because I was trying to deal with all this crud.
Those few times our paths crossed, I got the impression that, she doesn't like me.
Well, that was not true.
Really?
I was going to wait. Well, that's true.
And I was
that wasn't true. We're touching.
like,
just so you know, we're holding hands right now.
And I was like, get loud, Roxane.
But interesting.
Join the crowd.
It doesn't hurt me anymore.
But see, that's really seriously one of the reasons I did the book is because so many people supported my career and I met so many wonderful people, but I was so like a stick in the mud that I just kind of had to get real and let people know that, I'm human, I hurt, and that's why it was kind of hard to approach. But here, I just lay it all out in the book.
And there are events in the book, like I didn't know you were divorced, then going through these issues at the time, and like a divorced single mom with a child, that even just paying the bills. There's a section in there where you're like, you were glad your son didn't eat all of the Happy Meal.
That's right. My mom
that
read
was
the book.
your dinner.
Chicken nugget. I had just enough between paydays. And think about it. We think TV people make buckets of money.
Yeah. Don't look at me when you say that.
But I was between paydays. I had enough for a chicken McNugget Happy Meal, and he left me one on the plate. When my mom read that story, she cried, because she had no idea.
But you never looked better.
Have you lost weight?
So thin. So thin.
Thank you. I've been, I feel like the best in my whole life. I've been working out and doing the writing and traveling the world really since I left TV. I'm really feeling great. And I'm so glad I got that out of me in the book, and then I laid my soul to bear, so to speak.
Yeah.
And people know who I am. This is what I went through. There's a lot of stories in there that people can relate to, and I'm just feeling good. So you're really sweet to say that.
What gets you? What are you doing that you're traveling the world?
Well, okay, so I got divorced, and then like 13 years later, I got remarried again. And I married a man who has a very large ministry, and so I've been to Brazil and South Africa and London and Mexico and all over the United States, doing God's work. Yes, documenting his work, and I developed a TV show that's been on the air for 8 years, won like 3 Telly Awards.
Oh wow!
Yep, and it's all about the gospel work, and I do it like in a live TV. Like a profile, like magazine show TV thing. And the only reason it's a religious show because we say Jesus every now and then, but not often.
Every now and then. We've thrown a little Jesus.
An acceptable amount of Jesus.
Yes. Just small little doses of Jesus here and there.
Where can folks see this, or is it
Channel 6 MCN?
Oh, okay,
Comcast.
Good. And how often?
Every Saturday night at 9 p.m. for the last 8 years.
Well, look at
that. Is that Metro 6? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
Very brave, though, to walk away from the TV gig because you were still single at that time, right?
I was very single.
And so how do you pay next month's mortgage? And when do you do when there's no more Happy Meals?
He's looking in the mirror. He's
exactly.
Saying, it was very brave of me to walk away. How do I look in the mirror?
I got kicked out the door, and I'm like, how am I going to support my family?
Yeah. Well, tucked some money away.
Yeah. Which I did that too.
Yeah, and I thought, here's the thing, Rusty, and you
Yeah.
can relate to this, is this was right around 2006, right before the Great Recession. And so I thought for sure I'd, walk up my non-compete and I'd be back on TV. So I'm thinking, 6 months to a year, I'm going to be great. But nobody was hiring, everybody was firing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what am I going to do? And I'd been volunteering at the church, and that turned into a full-time job, and there we go.
Wow. And again,
that's how I did it.
It's the whole saying, when one door closes, another opens. Right. That's pretty much been your experience.
Right. The plan was never to be pastor's wife. That was never the plan. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for my life.
What was the plan?
The plan, do you want to know what the plan was?
I want to know what the plan was.
My plan was to work that job at Care 11 until my kid graduated from high school. Right?
Yeah.
That was my plan. And then I was going to go on a cruise and meet a really wealthy guy and marry him.
Great plan. That's a great plan. Yeah. Is that in the book too?
No, that's not in the plan.
That's Chuck's plan.
Yeah.
I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is a story in the book, just so you know.
Yeah, so when your kid graduates from high school, I'm going to do that plan.
It didn't work out that way, but it panned out. But there's a story in this book about, you read the story when I was in Playa del Carmen.
Yeah, Stella got her groove on.
I did, in Playa del Carmen. I met a little hottie named, I called him Little Fabio. I never learned his real name.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Roxane.
I talk about snorkeling, my little hot pink bikini. The book's not all, like, wah. It's, we do have some fun.
Which, by the way, you let me know when you get to the wham parts, because I do have music ready to go.
Oh, cut it out, Rusty. Stop.
And then I put on my pink bikini.
And then I put on Roxanne's pink bikini.
Breathe deeply.
I want to know, how often do you hear this when you walk around?
Roxane! Every day.
You don't have to put on a red light.
I love the version you picked.
No days are over. You don't have to say about it till the night. Roxane!
And it doesn't bother you?
And she looks like she hates it. She's rolling on the floor right now.
I mean, every day, yeah.
I'm at Target, Best Buy, whatever. Every day, everybody thinks they're being original when they do that.
Have you thought about just going with your middle name?
I don't have one.
It's a great time to reinvent yourself, Roxane. Have you thought about Chuck? It's a great middle name.
Great song.
It's
It
taken.
could be worse. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Even though it's about a streetwalker.
Right?
Roxanne's song's about a hooker.
Right. And I'm a pastor's wife, and the song's about a hooker. Yeah. Great. Go figure.
Hey, but you know what? You don't have to put on the red light. There's options.
Yeah, just
Listen
turn
to
it off.
the lyrics,
Have to.
Roxanne. The lyrics are telling you do not have to do this.
Repent.
Repent.
You know what I found? I was on this the internet that Al Gore invented. George Michael has a version. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Listen to this.
Roxane.
Oh,
Just semitone higher.
See, now this could be your ringtone.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Play the George Michael
It
version, would you?
means all different things when he sings it,
Yeah.
though, doesn't it?
I just think of lounge lizard.
I just think of an undercover cop
right,
at a truck stop.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
You gotta send me that. I like that one.
She just
This is
turning the
exactly.
Put a turd.
Put a log.
What a turd. Tell us how you feel.
Put a log on the fire, right?
Something should be tinkling,
Yeah.
I thought you said George Michael has a version.
This is George
That's
Michael.
George Michael?
I know.
Yeah, this is George Michael.
I want to look that one up.
This
I like
is,
it.
Wake Me Up Before You Go, George Michael.
Is Adam Levine
you
his
have
kid?
that one?
Somewhere I do, yeah. Now, I imagine, here's what I think goes on in Roxanne's head, though, all the time. This is what I think is.
Yeah, baby.
It might seem crazy.
Woo!
Her pockets of joy just overload her.
You know what that is? There are uppers in her pocket. That's what's in her pocket, and I want some of that.
I have like $5 on me. How can I get this joy?
Explain what pockets of joy means. What are you saying when you say pockets of joy?
Bottom line, the glass is perpetually half full, if you look at it that way.
So hard.
There's always something to be grateful for. There's always, the fact that you woke up that the sun is shining, or it will eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, that there's always something to be positive about and happy about. And that's what gets you through the cruddy moments.
And you're thinking a lot of people don't take time to smell those roses, and it just builds and builds?
I think what people are so inundated. I mean, look at the stuff that's on the news, you know? Look what's going on. And how would you like to be Steve Harvey right now? Whatever, right?
Which, by the way, they want him back. They said they want him back. They're getting more attention now with his mistake than they ever got.
Would you have ever even thought about the Miss Universe pageant if that hadn't happened?
No. Yeah.
You know, and he was a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he just said, "I apologize" right out of the gate. But I mean,
he misspelled it, but he did apologize.
That would be even funnier if he didn't apologize. What? I'm not embarrassed.
So yes, his pockets of joy is he's being asked back. He's not getting fired.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
good his thing.
Man.
But for you say it's like little things, like your
Yeah.
son saying, "I love you" after being borderline obnoxious at the grocery store.
Yeah. I mean, because that's not what it's about at the end of the day, knowing that somebody cares about you. You know, and after you've made, you're a dad. After you make sacrifices for your kid, and you know that they appreciate.
My kids hate me,
but they appreciate.
You're doing a good job, though. That means you're doing a great job.
That's
how I
you know, I mean.
My son is listening to this right now. I love you, Connor. He doesn't.
and he's like, no, he's right. I hate
Connor, call me if you need a place to stay. I have a guest bedroom.
He makes great coffee too, by the way.
Yeah.
Connor.
Chuck does?
Chuck does make
Chuck
great
does.
coffee. Yeah.
And so you include now a Pockets of Joy journal. And what is the thought there?
See, what had happened was...
Tell me what happened.
After I wrote the book, people start saying, "Hey, I have a pocket of joy. You know, things are going good." I mean, I heard from people who are going through really awful stuff, and I have a pocket of joy. And so I said, "You guys need to write it down. You need to write down the good stuff that's going on in your life in the middle of all the crummy stuff, so that you have all your happy memories in one place." And so that's why I came up with the journal.
Yeah.
You know, and you can even hashtag the day. It's a hardcover book, beautiful blue leatherette with gold embossing. And there's places in there, there's little joyful scriptures in there about remember the joy. And then there is a place to hashtag the day. And in the back of the book, of the journal, Rusty, there is a pocket. So put your receipts or, the ticket stub or, when you got bailed out of jail, there's a receipt for that.
I can claim these on my taxes?
Yeah, and so then all your happy memories are in
Oh.
one place. That's what the Pocket of Joy journal is all about. And then people are going to write me and send me their stories, RoxaneBattle.com, 1N, and I'm going to put their Pockets of Joy story in my third book.
Oh, okay.
Good idea.
Because I kicked myself that. Do you do a journal?
I don't. I have in certain parts
Do you?
of my life.
Yeah.
Do you have one from when you were young, though?
No, not from when I was young. I
wish I did.
I know.
I
'cause
do.
It's so important to write. I mean, it helps you organize your thoughts, but to have it, even if you're typing your phone, I think that's different.
Not the same.
Not the same.
If you go to mariaschreiber.com, she just published a piece for me on journaling. And one of the things I say is the curve of the letters, the punctuation mark, and your word choices say so much about you rather than some digital image.
Right.
And it lasts forever. And you can read about yourself by writing about yourself, and there's all kinds of reflection there. So Maria published that article on her website. I am now an official architect of change for mariaschreiber.com.
Wow.
Because of the book, and I'll be writing for her, all next year. And then I did another article about, and you should read this book too, Rusty. She wrote a book called Just Who Will You Be? And I
Maria
read.
Shriver wrote this?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and there's another article. Look under ours, Chuck, on her website. They list the architects from change alphabetically, and I'm Roxane.
You remember,
so
right, Chuck? She's...
Yeah. Thank you. But she wrote a book, Just Who Will You Be, about when she was had to step down from her NBC correspondence job when she became the first lady of the state of California.
Yeah.
And she was devastated, didn't know who she was. Maria, yes, I am a Kennedy Shriver.
You're the first lady of the biggest state in the union.
Didn't know who she was. Right.
Who am I?
But I get it.
Yeah,
it's
she
confusion.
missed her job. And so she writes about how she was lost her professional identity. I read that book when I walked away from care, and that's when I started blogging. That's when I started creating a TV show. I've written like 6 Christmas musical plays, productions and stuff like that. And so I started spiraling back up, and I give that book credit for helping me do that. Well, her people found out about it because a newspaper article came out about me, and I mentioned the book. They called me, asked me to write an essay about it. There I am, published it on her site, and it got like lots of hits. So those are the 2,
cool.
Yeah, those are the 2 articles that I've written for her so far. One's on journaling, and Kel, it goes a lot what you said about, it's the whole self-reflection thing about knowing who you are when you write stuff down and going back and looking at it. There's value in that.
Do you ever read? Because when you asked me if I journaled, actually I lied. I have a little kid journal that is kind of cute to look back on. But then I did journal when I was 21 for like a year and a half. And then I journaled also when I was pregnant with my first, and there was a lot of health issues with the baby and that kind of thing. And reading back at them now, it's like reading someone else I don't know.
Isn't it weird? Yeah.
It's so bizarre. And the one when I'm 21, I hated me. I'm like, this is really obnoxious.
Wait, you hate you then, or you hated
you? Hated that
21-year-old. I'm looking back at that 21-year-old.
What would you tell that 21-year-old?
Buck up. It's going to get harder than this. You think this is hard? Buckle up, sweetheart.
I've destroyed some of my journals. I've thrown some of them away.
I scolded my daughter, who's 13. She writes beautifully, but the sweet stuff that's misspelled and stuff, she tore up, I found. And I taped it all back together.
Yeah.
And I said, this is beautiful. This is so worth keeping, and you're going to love it when you're older. It's embarrassing now, but you're going to love it. You were 8 when you wrote this.
Weren't you worried about identity theft by throwing those out?
I really destroyed him. I black marked him out and all that stuff like that.
You redacted.
Because I didn't like that person then. But I have some now that I've written years ago, and I'm glad I hung on to those.
I wish I would have done that.
But I'm telling you, there's so much value in going back and finding out who your former self was.
Yeah.
And that's why I created the Pockets of Joy journal. Not so much. Also, in addition to putting all your happy memories in one place. It's all right here. Like I have friends, like their grandkids. That's all they're gonna write about in this journal, so they can go back and look at the time that they spent with their grandkids. Or like I gave it to another friend, and they went to the Dominican Republic or whatever on vacation, and they're gonna write all their vacation memories in this. And because that's the whole thing about Pockets of Joy, and am trademarking it. Thank you very much. Is that if you look for it, you find it, and there's been research that shows when you start looking towards positive stuff, it changes your brain.
Yeah.
It changes your brain, and it increases the endorphin thing or whatever.
Sure.
And you're happier.
Why are you looking right at me during this?
You need it.
You're the saddest looking person.
You brought me coffee. You brought me coffee, and I'm grateful.
Yeah, but I know you just met Chuck, and Chuck was a cop for 20 years. He's a retired.
Okay.
That worked out well.
Yeah. Here's what's in Chuck's head, I think.
I love this song. I'm gonna go start my car. Is the garage open?
This plays on a loop inside Chuck's brain, unfortunately. You need to journal, Chuck. You need to read Roxane's
I can't read my own
quotes.
handwriting. It doesn't work.
You need to read Pockets of Joy, and you need to start journaling. And should you journal the sad stuff, though? You're saying journal the good stuff.
Well, there's other books for that.
Yeah, yours
I'm about being happy.
Only positivity in the Joy Journal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then I just have to say too, the book, 6
Yeah.
weeks after I wrote the first book, Pockets of Joy, Deciding to Be Happy, Choosing to Be Free. Got to get that plug in.
I was just gonna say subtitle and everything.
Yeah. RoxaneBell.com, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. It went number 5 on Amazon in the single parenting category, and I just checked yesterday. It was number 12, and that's been for 9 months. So it's a bona fide bestseller.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think the sad parts are important. I know that book is about happiness, but I look back at any kind of suffering I've had as kind of a gift if you look at it for what it is. It changes you, and it makes
Roxane's
you
in
who you
agreement.
are.
I like you.
Right. I think suffering doesn't have to be avoided, and it can be received as a gift, because without that, you don't appreciate the great times. I've never met a person that hasn't struggled that I find to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like someone that's had a really easy go at it, it hasn't made them a very interesting or dynamic person. And I find myself not interested in being with them.
Man.
Right?
Yeah, you're so right. And that's like my mantra. I mean, you want to look for the joy, get over the fact that life isn't perfect. It's screwed up. Life sucks. Okay, we've established that. Okay, what are you going to do about it? You're going to get over it and you're going to move on towards the positive stuff, towards the good stuff. Right. That's like my whole platform. And yes, it's like a pot in a kiln. It doesn't get glazed over and beautiful until it goes through the fire. And that's exactly what hard times do for us. It makes us, in the long run, stronger and beautiful.
Well,
scars are good.
I'm ready to get out of the kiln now. My pot's ready. We're going on 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
Starting to crack.
We had Jared Sebesta on the show, and he admitted to when he quit, because he walked away and he had altruistic ideas. I want to be with my kids and be a better father.
And it wasn't like a financial guru guy or advisor or something
now
like that?
He's in that world. He's found a way to be in that world. But he said he regretted it. He tried to get back right away. He was like a jilted lover in front of Care, sitting in his car crying a couple of times.
Yeah.
Did you ever, after you walked away, go, I take that back?
Never.
No.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
And I cried a lot.
Before you did it or after you did
After.
it? Yeah.
It was really, but I tell the story in the book, and you read it, I hope,
Yeah,
about how I knew that I had to leave. I knew that there was just no question in my mind whatsoever. TV was over. The season of TV news was over for me. And I walked away and I had no regrets. It was hard, but I look at everything that I've done in the 7, 8, 9 years that I've been gone, and I love my life.
What made you say, this is done for me, TV? What part of it was it that wasn't fulfilling anymore?
There's two things. Internally, I had done everything in TV news. And Rusty, you can relate to this. You start covering the same stories over and over and over again. I'd been at it almost 20-something years, and I'd seen everything. So that internally, I was like, this isn't fun anymore. Then externally, that was when the Great Recession was getting ready to hit. The internet was like really bearing down on TV. There weren't any more budgets. There wasn't any fun junkets anymore. They didn't have any more money. So TV was hard working in that environment. So there was an internal thing. I'm bored stiff with this. It's not fun anymore. And the external thing, oh my gosh, this is so hard. What am I doing here? And I just knew it was time to go.
And getting on with a smile every night, pretending you care about that stupid
I tell you what, if I had a job where someone did my makeup and hair, I'd stay forever.
But you know, my darling, and you're a hottie, by the way. You look great.
She's all right. She's
that
not
was
my
one
favorite.
of that was one of the things they cut. They cut the hair and makeup.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Work and no makeup?
They all have short hair.
You have to make that. Those, all the nice little cushy things went away.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. See, you couldn't say the word gross. That's banned on network news.
We dropped our creative consultant during that year, and she was the one who chose my clothes and stuff. I loved it because I still had my clothing expense account. They did at Channel 5 buy my clothes and such.
But you just bought a bunch of
So
bad
then I was
stuff.
able to buy the stuff I wanted. I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
And they still paid for my haircuts, and they paid for my dry cleaning, and
Awesome.
I had the junkets. I had all that for almost 31
Don't
years.
cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
And
Don't
then,
cry. Don't cry.
a couple of beers,
Gone.
and it's gone. Yeah, so it's been hard, but you know what has helped me the most is being a father, because I'm like, I can't show. I have to stand up and get up. I need to, be a role model.
They're looking at you.
Yeah.
How many kids you got?
I forget.
How many you claiming? How many you claiming?
I have 4, and
That I know about.
that never gets old.
No.
Wait,
Ladies
yeah,
love-
no, it
ladies
does.
love that, yeah.
It does get old, actually. No, I have 4, and the oldest is a high-powered executive now with Crocs. She was with Target. Did not get let go from Target.
Pocket of joy.
Yeah, she's doing big money, driving a convertible Mercedes, all that
Rocket of
stuff.
joy.
My son was elected captain of the Minnesota men's Gophers lacrosse team twice, and now he's working his way into the industry and has a job.
Pocket of joy.
Right. And then the 16-year-old and the 14-year-old, those are the two that I was most concerned about. I couldn't lay in bed and wallow. I had to get up and go. So...
You've done good, Rusty.
well-
at the end of the day, it's not about the TV. It's about your legacy and those 4 kids.
And what will they say about you when you're gone?
That's right.
I always think of that.
They'll say, God, he's put on like 40 pounds since he got fired.
Look at all these sweaters.
I gave up bags and bags of sweaters when we sold the house. But the other day, I was thinking, because, it is hard. I do get Jared Sebesta moments. I'll, on Facebook see, like just the other weekend, my peeps that I used to be on junkets with, there's photos, they're in London and blah, 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 blah. They're, hey, I'm sitting down with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy to talk with. I'm like, oh, but then I realized.
I'm with Colleen and Chuck this morning, everybody.
No,
but I want to emphasize.
I realized the only reason I'm seeing this is because I'm taking a break from the card game I'm in with my kids.
Right.
And I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Well,
there you go.
Okay.
Well, I see what you're saying about the kids, too. I'm so excited. My youngest is on furlough from juvenile detention this week, and so we get to enjoy those moments, together.
Pockets of joy.
Yeah, pockets of joy.
Pockets of
We're going to have Swanson TV dinners.
Pocketsofjoy.com.
Yeah.
RoxaneBattle.com.
Go on, Chuck.
And my oldest is, she's fitted for a new brace, and it's really going to be great. I mean, I can't see him technically because of the
But
quarter.
at least you have Christmas. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Jew. Did I mention Jew? I mean, really, I'm just. I'm looking for a job, but Walmart won't take me because of my background. So, no, things are great. Thanks, Roxane. I'll be out in the car in the garage. Could you pull the door down in the garage for me? That'd be
that
great.
would be our pocket of joy.
Everybody now.
Horrible. This show is horrible.
But Joe likes me, right? Don't you, K. Joe?
No, buddy.
I just like
eye contact.
I just like his name.
He looks to the left.
The name of his journal is I Hate Chuck. Reasons why. Day one, still hate Chuck.
This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Wow, I didn't think I could hate him more, but I can.
Yeah, I'm not polarizing. It's just one direction away from me.
So you mentioned we're going to be taking a break here. Can you stick around and hang out with us for the second half hour?
Like I'm not having fun. Okay.
You don't get a second coffee. We're on a
We are going to give you
coffee?
All right, you get a
Makeup
coffee.
or hair
You get a
makeup.
coffee.
I'm here.
We are going to give you the opportunity to do something you never got to do as a journalist. You can comment your own opinion on day's events, right? Weren't there times you go to commercial break and you're like, that was messed up. That was just going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Roxane Battle. Let's get some coffee.
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
Third Street Brewhouse, built on a perfect site in Cold Spring, Minnesota, combining the state-of-the-art brewing facility with exceptional water. Hello, did we mention Cold Spring, Minnesota? They have a dream team of world-class brewers, resulting in unprecedented crafted beers. The core styles of Bitter Black IPA, Lost Trout Brown Ale, and Rise to the Top Cream Ale are intriguing yet satisfying. And look forward to seasonal and specialty beers. Nothing fancy, no fuss. It's all about the beer at Third Street Brewhouse. MacMen. Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment, part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
Introducing the Twin Cities' newest transportation app, Cruise. C-R-U-Z, with no surge pricing ever.
Cruise to that brewery.
Cruise to that concert.
Cruise to that ball game.
Cruise home from that party.
I like Tom Cruise.
No kidding.
I do.
Sensing a pattern? Cruise. That's C-R-U-Z, the new app that saves you money with no surge pricing ever. Book in advance and save even more with Cruise. Download the Cruise app. Follow him on Twitter @TimeToCruise to get weekly ride discounts.
Whenever you booze, use Cruise.
Download Cruise right now on iOS or Android.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show. Say it 3 times fast. We just dare you.
Baby, what you doing now? You're pissing me off.
So you think Chel's been hogging the show, Roxane?
You need to just quiet, okay? Give somebody some space, Joe.
He's contemplating his journal.
Jeez.
So you have a story you wanted to share? Who were you on the plane with?
Yeah,
You were...
because I've been doing a lot of flying around. I have lots of friends in California. And so anyway, I was going to California. I decided the last minute I was going to go out and see a girlfriend. She's putting on a conference, actually the woman who wrote the foreword to my book. And I said, okay, I'll go. And I was flying business class. So imagine that. And there was somebody in my seat, 4F. And they were supposed to be in 3F. And that was by the window. And the guy in, like, D, is that alphabet? Right, yeah. The guy sitting in the aisle got up, let the other guy get out. I went to get in my seat until the guy, and he put my bag up for me. And then he sits down next to me, and I look over, and I realize I'm sitting next to Tavis Smiley. And it's a 3-hour flight. And I said, what do I want to happen here? And I knew I had to get my book in his hands.
Yeah.
So I just kind of lob out, so, Mr. Smiley, what brings you to the Twin Cities? And then he talks about that he was here for a speech and blah, 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 blah. And I realized he's nice. So while they're, like, getting batted down and closing down the hatches and getting ready for takeoff before they turn the Wi-Fi on, sitting right next to him, I grabbed my phone and I Googled Tavis. And I found out he's written, like, 16 books. He's just written a book about Maya Angelou, blah, 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 blah. We're airborne. And then I say, so, Mr. Smiley, tell me, was it challenging turning the Maya book around so quickly? Our conversation about his book. Our conversation. He's chatting. Fascinating.
Look at you working it. Roxanne's working it.
So then he says, what do you do? Wow. And I go into my cover. That's right. In my carry-on was a book, and I put it in his lap. He looks at it. He says, I love that title. Pockets of Joy, Deciding to Be Happy, Choosing to Be Free. Because I always say there's 2 people in life. People who are running free or people who are running scared. I like that title. I said, you do? He says, yeah. I said, I want you to do something for me. He says, what's that? I said, I want you to read the book. I said, I'm going to read the book. I said, then I want you to email me and give me a 2-line endorsement on the book. He says, I do that and you'll blow up. I said, why do you think I'm asking you? He says, happy to do it. And he emails me the endorsement 2 days later.
Wow. Oh, wow. But it's not on the book.
Because that's the first printing. I'm going to a second printing in next year. But it is on my website, roxanebattle.com.
Nice.
And, so...
Very cool.
So, yeah, and then next year I'll also be able to put on a featured... contributor to mariaschreiber.com on the book too. So I'm down to I'm ready to go to a second printing, which I'm really happy. Like in 6 months I blew through my first printing of the book.
What's the printing? How many copies?
Lots.
Yeah.
There you go. She's a journalist. That's accurate.
Okay.
Lots and lots of books.
Fair enough.
And you say Amazon.
Amazon.com.
Okay.
I hit number 5 at 6 weeks 6 weeks after I published. I went to number 5 on Amazon.com in the single parenting category. The book continues to dance in and out of the top 100 best-selling single parenting books on Amazon.com.
Nice.
I'm also on BarnesandNoble.com, and I'm also on my website, RoxaneBattle.com. I'm shilling. You said I could.
Yeah, go for it. That's what you're here for. Well, here's the thing, because now we're going to get into some news of the day. Now there's a warning for the people who shop online. Of course there is.
I do all the time.
I know. Well, here's your warning.
It's like those boxes that show up on my doorstep. It's like Christmas every day.
Yeah, you're like, I don't remember buying this. Here's the warning. Hold on.
Nearly half of all holiday shopping is being done online this year.
But as you sit around waiting to get your packages, cyber criminals may be waiting for you with a scam. They sent emails that look like they're from delivery companies saying there was some kind of problem with shipping your gifts. But when you click on a link to try to fix that, hackers could steal your personal information.
The hackers have made these emails look very real, very professional, and it's very easy for us to be fooled.
He says the hackers are also taking advantage of the holiday hustle.
We have companies.
Is that a new dance?
Coming, we have packages, we have a lot of things, and we're not necessarily paying as close attention to these emails as we normally would, and we accidentally click on things that ordinarily we never would click on.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I mean, I do that all the time now lately, where I'm seeing there's a disturbance in the forest, and it looks like it's from Wells Fargo, and it looks like it is from my credit union. I'm like,
yeah, I get emails all the time.
can we have your social security number? And I'm
No.
like,
Always the answer to that is no.
Wait, you're...
Well, isn't the fail-safe that if people are asking you for, like you said, credit card or social security information, it's bogus?
Yeah, well, they go on to say if you want to find out, call Wells Fargo directly. Then don't do it don't finish this online.
But here, this is the strangest. Is whoever's smart enough to be able to do this, why not put that effort to be just legit and make a real living?
People are evil.
But
They're
I'm just like, if you're that
Yeah.
smart, how are you a criminal?
Yeah.
Isn't that always the reasoning behind being criminals? Is they're not advantaged and they don't have money or thing?
No.
Now,
I always engage those people. I'll get into these protracted back and forth emails, and I have so much fun
I
with
get
this.
calls all the time.
But you don't give your information.
No.
They're obviously foreign, but their name is like Chris.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
want you to turn on your
Right.
computer, and when
Yeah.
you do that, click on this. So I was after a while, I'm like, all right, I'm on my computer, and now what do I want to do? And now what do I want to do?
Yeah.
And then what? And then I'd blow up at them and scream and freak out.
But I think part of being criminal is that they think they're smarter than everybody else. It's getting away with it. It's part of the thrill.
Yeah, there's a deviancy going on there.
Yeah.
Well, even the guy who got busted who jacked up the medicine 5,000%.
Yeah.
He got busted for doing a Ponzi scheme,
Well,
like the
obviously
Bernie
there's evil
Madoff.
people. There's evil and greed, but then there's just like your run-of-the-mill common criminals
Yeah,
are
get a
probably
job.
dumb.
Oh, they
and
are.
now you've got these guys
Yeah.
that are smart enough to do these kind of computer scams. Put it towards something good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't get it.
They're mean. They're mean.
I
Speaking of mean, hey, Trump uses a lewd word, I guess, a Yiddish word, some Jewish...
He's a mensch?
No, he says something that, well, here, this is from CBS this morning.
Donald Trump is bashing Hillary Clinton in an unusually crude manner. At least one of his words has never been used in a campaign speech. The Trump and Clinton campaigns have also been trading shots after the billionaire called the Democrat a liar. A new nationwide poll
That's not a
finds
Jewish word.
voters prefer Clinton to Trump 47 to 40%.
You are a loser. You really are a loser. Go ahead.
At a Michigan rally riddled with protesters Monday night, Donald Trump fought through more than a dozen interruptions.
See, now that's a new trend.
Yeah.
Dozen protesters at his rally.
Good.
Instead of the fawning, chest-beating, mouth-breathing monster truck people.
There's another guy up there. They're very non-combative people. That's a very weak voice. He's holding up his hands like he's Mike Tyson. He never threw a punch.
But found plenty of time to challenge potential 2016 rival Hillary Clinton, assailing her accusation that ISIS used Trump's words about Muslims to recruit followers.
Turned out to be a lie. She's a liar. And the last person that she wants to run against is me, believe me.
But, which, by the way, the clarification is you said it could be used as a recruiting thing, not that it is.
Right.
So he's lying about a lie. Anyway.
Also made a bizarre reference to Clinton's debate dash to the bathroom that lasted longer than the commercial break.
Sorry.
Where did she go? I thought she quit. I thought she gave up. I know where she went. It's disgusting. I don't want to talk about it.
Are you
Why is going to the bathroom disgusting?
Gross. Girls don't do that, you guys. I'm sorry.
They don't, do they?
No,
Not
you
girls
don't
I
pee
see.
or poop.
Yeah,
And he hit Clinton
Or
for
smell.
losing the 2008 nomination.
She was favored to win, and she got she lost. I mean,
Besides
What?
Trump's
She got
rude
what?
leap toward Yiddish,
Yeah,
What'd
they
he say?
beeped it, evidently. She
It
got... And they beeped it.
he dismissed critics appalled by his admiration
second
for
language.
Russian President Vladimir Putin, accused of accepting the targeted killing of journalists.
I would never kill them.
Journalists.
I would never
Excuse
do
me?
that.
Thank you.
Really? We're targets, Rusty?
Yeah, now he's going, eh.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't kill him.
Schlonged is what
He would
said.
never kill journalists.
He would never
jokes.
kill journalists.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Good good to know.
We have a target on our back, love.
Did you hear that? The word was schlonged, which is penis.
Really?
Can
That's
we
what
say
he
that
said?
on podcast?
Yeah.
So what was the sentence then? Krim says was schlonged?
Let's see if I can find the actual quote.
And Bill Clinton's like, no, she was not. No, she wasn't. Not once.
Yeah, they beeped it on CBS. So.
I'm trying to find any context here.
Saying Hillary Clinton got schlonged in her 2008. Huh. Way to go. President Trump.
Yeah, that's...
He can't be president, right, Roxanne? He
Why
can't.
does he even have the momentum in the first place? Why? What does that say?
Exactly.
Why?
Intelligent people I know say he's the only guy who's telling the truth and says the things we're all
that's the
thinking.
bottom line.
Yeah.
People are so sick of the left and the right and the mouth moving and not believing.
They're tired of being lied to.
Exactly. And it's just like, screw it. Let's throw the baby out with the bathwater.
But he's lying, too. He just doesn't know he's doing it half the time.
Well, and that PolitiFact graph that we were showing the other day, that's now being proven true. It's being vetted. And well, here we go.
This
is on Fox.
Here we go.
This
Roxanne,
is on Fox News,
stand
by the
up.
way.
Stand
This is
up.
from Fox News talking about Trump's lying.
Yeah.
I was amazed. This is Gretchen Carlson, Minnesota's own, on Fox News.
And I feel like that what has happened is that Trump
Well, this is her guest first talking.
has changed the race for the rest of the candidates, where, the degree of truth is less important because the things that he says are so completely untrue. Again, pants on fire, the very technical term that we use to refer to lying in election. But you think about the average voter and what they encounter on a day-to-day basis, and it feels sad. I think it's reflected in the numbers of trust of political people in general, that nobody really trusts politicians anymore, and this is the reason why.
But there's a different thing. People, especially Trump supporters, don't really care what he says, number one. So I'm not sure it matters at all.
That's
I wouldn't put too much weight on PolitiFact. And I think for the voters, they're not even viewing this as they're thinking more about who they want as their leader with character and vision, and not necessarily what this news organization is pushing for.
I know. It brings us back to the total beginning of the conversation, which is, do voters even care that much?
That is scary.
It is frightening.
They don't care that he's lying and that there's no truth to it. And Gretchen is like,
Okay, so I'm the queen of conspiracy theories, and so
I know where you're going, and I agree.
I mean, this is all theater.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And he's collecting paycheck from Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know, don't you think? Although somebody made the point that made me think differently. There is nothing about Donald Trump's ego that would ever lose to take one for the team, because it's just not in his. His ego is too huge to ever think about anyone besides
Maybe he's
himself.
so deep into Andy Kaufman, this character began as a teenager. This is the climax of his performance art.
I would like to make a callback to the show when we were talking about graphs. The graph is delegitimized because the guy that was the most trustworthy has the nickname Slick Willie. If you have a nickname Slick Willie and he's the most trustworthy on that chart, I'm going to say
did not give it to himself, but that the facts from those charts have now. It's in U.S. News World Reports. It's in Wall Street Journal. It's PolitiFact, which was headed up by a dean of journalism and ethics and all that from Duke University. So. Sure. They're just saying, hey, if he's claiming the sky is green, when you can look up and go, no, Trump. Yeah. I mean, part of his facts were 71% of blacks are shooting white people, and it's like,
I just killed somebody on the way over here.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's
did you
adorable.
notice I'm black, by the way? Did you know that?
I did
am.
not.
Yeah.
That is shocking. Don't ask Donald Trump, because he would not believe you. But at least he has a friend in Jeb Bush, though.
Another thing, I got to get this off my chest. Donald Trump is a jerk.
No.
Big fat jerk. Big fat jerk.
Yeah.
You can't.
What show is he on?
You cannot insult your way to the presidency. You can't disparage women, Hispanics, disabled people. Who is he kidding? This country is far better than that. And the idea that he's actually running for president and insulting people is deeply discouraging, to be honest with you. And I think we should reject that out of hand. I hope you're going to reject it by voting for me. But a guy like that should not be the front-running candidate of our great party. That is not how we win.
Yeah, that was at a stump speech.
It sounded like he was on like Jimmy Kimmel or something.
I know.
There's not very many people there either.
No.
But it's like you can hear the walls echoing.
Yeah.
The thing too, though, that is he has got to be so irked that he is losing to this clown. I mean,
it's December. Tradition, if holds up, Trump's going to win the nomination. No one in December has had this strong of a lead ever in the history of politics and not gotten the nomination.
There is a social phenomenon which explains Donald Trump. Okay. In times of turmoil, people gravitate towards the strongest leader. And Donald Trump personifies strength.
But
so does Chell.
So did Hitler.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Did you just call Chell Hitler?
I'm not going there.
Wait,
no, he's more Charles Manson-y.
Hitler had, and as a Jew, I can say
quiet
this.
insanity that
Beatles fan.
Unnerving.
As a Jew, I can say this. They had really cool uniforms, so I see the appeal.
Oh, okay,
yeah, I don't know.
That's scary. Hey, are we going to have a white Christmas? Have you heard about the freakish weather that it's going to be happening?
When that was a really cool transition, by the way, Rusty.
Hitler. Hey, do you guys like white Christmas?
Speaking
I've done a little segue a little better than that, Rusty. Man,
speaking of the Holocaust, how about that heat wave?
Those segue classes you've been taking have really paid off.
I'm going to journal
You're
this
a little
moment.
rusty. Come on.
I'm going to journal this. I'm looking at the clock. We only have a few minutes left. But listen to this weather we're
But
having.
the temperatures are out of whack. They will be in the 50s and 60s today from the Midwest to the Northeast. And it's going to get even warmer.
That's certainly right. Look at Buffalo on Wednesday, up to 61 degrees. One of many record highs that could be set from the Great Lakes down.
Buffalo had 7 feet of snow last year at this
the
time.
Ohio Valley. The focus on Christmas Eve moves to the Northeast and down to the Mid-Atlantic. Numerous record highs. We're talking 60s and 70s. The warmest Christmas Eve anyone alive has seen in that area.
More than 2,600 record high temperatures have been tied or broken across the lower 48 states this month.
2,600 records tied or broken.
Okay, so we need to talk about global warming.
In Washington,
it's warming
D.C.,
again, right?
cherry
We're gonna call
blossoms
it warming.
arrive
Myth.
months ahead of schedule.
Cherry blossoms
but
in
nowhere
Washington
is this
right
tale
now.
of two
Really?
climates more obvious than the ski slopes. This Connecticut resort can't even keep the fake snow from melting. While in Colorado, the real snow just keeps coming. Skiers there are enjoying being on the edge of a much larger cold weather band, stretching from Park City up to Spokane.
Well, this is a tale of West versus East, and we're just watching to see if it's possible that the stormy and snowy conditions out west will eventually come east or not.
I hope so.
All together now.
I wish.
A Christmas. Come on,
Shoo-be-doo-bop-bop.
Chuck, sing along.
Bop, bop.
Ba.
Humbug.
Ba. Supposed to get a couple of snowflakes on Christmas Day.
Really?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, it didn't sound like that yesterday. I was surprised to wake up to see this, actually.
Yeah.
I
was
happy.
I did, too.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yes,
Come
yes,
on now.
Now it's time. I'm ready. My shopping is pretty much done. I want the snow to come.
Anyway,
This
yes.
is the fastest hour of my life with you
Was it?
today.
Was it?
Yeah,
Good.
It was great.
You sped it up for me. It's typically the longest hour of my life. But you, nice job. Nice job.
I'm sorry, Chuck.
I'm really in the dumps. You guys are. This is not helping, Roxanne. It's an opposite.
Why don't you put another quarter in the jukebox and see what you got there, Chuck? Okay.
There it is.
What are you playing?
Can you play?
Really? That's what you came up with?
Yeah.
Hear that lonesome
Rusty, please.
Oh, Chuck.
Want to know what I'm doing on Christmas
Sting?
Eve?
Can we do Sting one more time? Ha ha ha. Can we do Sting one more time?
You don't have to put on the red lights.
PocketsJoy.com, RoxaneBell.com, BarnesandNoble.com.
You don't have to sell your body to the night. Roxanne. You don't have to.
We're going to end the show. Oh, here's one thing I wanted to do. The Star Wars Holiday Special. Has anyone ever seen it?
Yes.
It aired
It's
once.
at Bryant Lake Bowl. It is
Really?
awesome. Every year it airs at Bryant Lake Bowl.
It aired once on CBS.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour cluster of some of the worst television ever. The movie hadn't become the Star Wars that we know today. It's right after the first movie. And they got Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford and Chewbacca and Luke Skywalker and a whole B. Arthur's in it and Harvey Korman's
You guys
in
don't
it.
know about this? There's a whole there's a lot of reading on this and the genesis of this and how it came to be and what a disaster, and they've all tried to hide it since.
Yeah, it only aired once, and then they've tried to bury it and burn the tapes. Here's how they ended their holiday show. I'm trying to
All of you are an important part of my life, pal. I'm glad I could be here.
Wow.
This holiday is yours, but we all share with you the hope that this day brings us closer to freedom and to harmony and to peace.
She's dressed as Princess
No matter
Leia.
how different we appear,
She's drunk.
we're all the same in our struggle against the powers of evil and darkness. I hope that this day will always be a day of joy in which we can reconfirm our dedication and our courage.
If only
more
she would
than anything
sing.
else.
Please, Princess
Our love
Leia,
for
won't
one
you
another.
sing?
This is the promise of the tree of life.
Oh.
She's going to sing.
Oh, my God.
It's like you knew it was
gets worse.
coming or something. Very this.
Now imagine cutaways, dissolving cutaways to Chewbacca, Harrison Ford.
And it's in that crappy 80s style video. Because it was live. I saw it live.
It makes no sense, first of all. It's 2 hours of...
Can you imagine the boardroom? Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Hear me out. Stormtroopers singing. This is going to be amazing.
Hand in hand. There is holding hands.
This is going to work. People
Rusty,
want it.
Rusty, I just want you to know, no matter how bad things get, I like you, Rusty.
Yeah.
I really like you.
Okay, good. Thanks. Well, we can't end the show this way. I want to take a vote. We're going to end with
I'll have a blue.
this one. How do you like this version? No? Not a fan?
I like it.
This is the postmodern jukebox folks who I like. They do a lot of covers.
Like it.
Roxanne? Yes? No? Colleen said no.
Okay.
Are you
She's
more?
only
Are
gonna
you
vote
more
for
this?
Roxanne.
Guess who this is then?
Make it 6.
Elvis!
Close, but not.
No.
Anthony.
No.
Anthony.
No.
Andy.
This is New Jersey's own
Nice.
Bon
Chris
Jovi.
Christie. Oh.
This is Bon Jovi.
No, bad.
No, not liking it. Michael Bublé gives it a New Orleans. Right, Mardi Gras.
I'm not feeling it.
Not feeling it.
I'll have a blue
So far, I'll do this.
Christmas
Little Mardi Gras.
without you.
Zoe Deschanel, are you a fan of hers?
Am I ever?
Are you really?
I'll be so blue.
She and him? Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, I do. I do a
Just thinking.
spot-on imitation of her singing.
Do you?
I can.
This
Fire
is her.
away.
This is what.
I'll have a blue
Wow, you sound great.
Thank you.
Christmas
Sing along, Colleen.
Ask Chell.
Do your impression.
Do it.
No.
Why?
Wow.
Oh, look at you get
I'll
embarrassed
do
by
it
it.
tomorrow. I don't.
Sing along. Let's do a duet with Zoe.
about you.
Me
Amazing.
and him, right? You can tell. Guys, I can't do this on the spot. Oh my god.
All right. Brian Setzer then. Stray Cats. And we got one last one. We're going to vote how we're going to end it.
Without you.
Remember the Stray Cats?
Yes.
No? Roxanne's
Tweeny,
a little twangy for you?
Twangy for me.
Yeah.
Okay, this better be it.
All right,
Rusty.
here's the last one.
Gotta
What do you
be
think?
it.
Yep.
Is this the one?
Yes.
This is the one we're going out with?
Yes. Yes. There we go.
This is Porky Pig. Yeah.
You're just thinking.
All right, then. Well, thanks again for coming in. Huh?
I
can't believe I've ever said one Bon Jovi. And yours this holiday season may be filled with love and joy and lots of pigs.
It won't be the same day.
Roxanne, I'm so glad you came in. And now we're friends.
We are forever.
Okay,
I
good.
wish
Are we
y'all-
fist pounding? Boom.
I
All
wish
right.
you good things.
All right. Tomorrow we have Santa Claus coming on the show.
Talk about being upstage.
Sorry.
He will have bags of joy, let's hope.
Yeah.
And then we're off for Christmas. So tomorrow we'll have Santa Claus, see if he's ready to go. Otherwise, look up, we'll have all of Roxanne's information on our pages and stuff if everyone needs that.
PocketsJoy.com, RoxanneBell.com, Amazon.com.
There you go. Make it a good... Oh, I'm going to go have coffee with Mike Binkley now.
Hey, congratulations to him, huh?
He chose to walk away too.
Yeah, I bet he's loving it. After
No,
34
he's
years?
Probably gonna cry on my shoulder.
Well, you make
No,
him
he's-
happy.
He's happy.
Once they bring hair and makeup back, maybe he'll like to negotiate a little bit more.
He seems very happy, but I'll tell him you said hello.
Please do.
And then, tomorrow we have Santa, and then the following week we're lining it up with some folks from the Brave New Workshop, we hope. We'll find out. Otherwise, make it a good day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have a blue Christmas.